Keep It Spiritual with myself, Chris Meredith. Now, in this episode, I bring you the beautiful Daisy Foss. Now, Daisy Foss herself is a beautiful angelic healer. She works with the angels of awakening at her pristine, beautiful, holistic centre in Glastonbury, which is called the beautiful Daisy Centre. Now, Daisy Foss as well has been doing these beautiful videos on Facebook at 11:11 every single day since the beginning of lockdown. And Daisy's done this for us, for healing throughout all this COVID-19 coronavirus crisis. Well, I had to get her back on Keep It Spiritual just to find out how she is, what she's been up to, and her inspirations for doing these meditations, and of course, her inspirations for the beautiful angels of awakening. So here is the fabulous Daisy Foss just for you. Enjoy! Lovely Daisy Foss once again on Keep It Spiritual. I mean, it's been a while since me and you have spoke. A lot has gone on in the world since that time. How are you, lovely Daisy?
Oh, bless you. What changes? How incredible has it been, Chris? I spoke to you almost at the beginning of lockdown, didn't I? And we didn't know that this was going to unfold like this at all. So it's been a total roller coaster. We have up and down and up, and it's been incredible on one hand and really, really real on the other hand. So for those who are not sure what I'm talking about, it's my 11/11s. I run an angel healing retreat in Glastonbury, which of course at the beginning of lockdown, all the orders just literally, our business fell off the cliff. It just, the slate was literally swiped clear and clean. And because I'm a healer as well, we weren't able to work. Had full diaries. This was our best year ever. The energy of 2020 we all knew was going to bring changes, but we didn't know it was going to be like this. So thinking outside the box, what do we do best? We communicate. So I've been doing lots of live Facebooks over the years at the special Sabbats and the SBATs. So, and with my workshops occasionally. So I was quite au fait with live Facebook, but I'd never done Zoom before. That was the thing. So we started with the live Facebooks at 11 minutes past 11 every day. And I chose that time because I thought 11 o'clock, everything happens at 11 o'clock. Everyone has tea breaks. Everyone does this. Jobs change. People get up. So I thought, let it be the angel time, which is 11 minutes past 11. So that's how we chose the time. And for those 11 minutes, it's just so that you can connect with your angels and the angels can come through. And I sit here in my angel sanctuary at my altar, which has been like this for over 14 years. We've always had the angel altar bringing the energy through. What you can't see is Akhenaten up there. I'll just move it slightly. There you can. There he is. Woohoo! And he brings in the energies of the one God, the Sun God. So we have all of this energetic light just flowing from Avalon out to our viewers. And Chris, it started off with I think it was about 15 every day for the first few weeks. And I was sort of thinking, oh, really? And then it got to 100 and then 200. And then we got to the point where it was, I think, 6 weeks and everybody was in total fear. I was getting phone calls every day saying, what's going on? I can't go out. I don't want to go out. I'm losing it. I'm mentally seeing the walls come in. And, it was proper serious stuff. So that's when we started to bring in the healing crystals and take some time. But it went from, as I say, 15 people. And then one day, I think you saw it, didn't you? The one where I had the meltdown.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness me. So there was me thinking I was an amazing thing. I was doing this, I was doing that. And one day in April, I melted, literally in front of the camera. In front, I was fine. I sat down, somebody said something to me, and the gates opened, and I totally lost it on air. And those 11 minutes were, they just changed everything, because people could feel the energy of the angels. It was the first time that they realised that I was also going through this ascension with them.
Yep.
Up until then, I think it was everybody felt that, I was presenting, but actually the angels were presenting. And so that went over, I think it went up to 4,000 in the end.
Wow.
4,000 viewers, I know.
That's the energy though there. I mean, Daisy, it is the energy, and what you've been doing, it's been a massive undertaking for you personally, emotionally as well, because, you've been kind of the kind of front viewer of it, for the rest of us. So, so how would you say, the angels, the energy, angels of awakening, helped you through this time?
The most important thing that they said to me was, don't miss your own ascension. It was the most important thing, was to actually be part of this wave of ascension. So the reason to start them was because, like I said, everything stopped. We had no income. We had no purpose. And it was very simple and easy to have no purpose and to go into fear and to feel a failure, feel powerless, not able to do anything. And so having that purpose, that direction, that meant that every day I would get up, I would put my lipstick on, I would make sure that I'd iron my dress. And I was ready at 11 o'clock every day for something. So by starting the day with a purpose and starting it with a direction of where I was going, that then enabled everything else to fall into place. And so it was really interesting watching, because for the first 6 weeks of lockdown were the worst. We did 12 weeks. We literally did the whole 3 months, not going anywhere unless it was necessary. And the first 6 weeks were the weeks when people were watching, and every day it was building. But I was also really aware. After every 10 minutes, I'd sleep for nearly an hour. The angels came in after it to make sure that I wasn't taking on. I was literally going through this, and it was really, really interesting, because I was concerned that I couldn't do it. And then, of course, the next day it came back up that, yes, you can do it, and that that it was a purpose and a direction. And, when we started the Daisy Centre 14 years ago in 2006, we would have daily meets with the staff at about 11 o'clock for a cup of tea. And that's when we set the intention for the room, and that's when we would intend the angels to come in for protection for the whole place. So I realised it was just an extension of that. It was like the next level. Go public, go out there, and just show everybody that we always light the candles, we always have Kuan Yin and fresh flowers, we always are saging the place. And then that goes through the ley lines, the micro lines, the divine lines, and right out through the synchronic lines right through to the whole of the galactic universal energies, and then back in again. So how did I realized after 6 weeks that it was quite a thing that was happening. And then I had a phone call I had this meltdown, and all my friends came out of the woodwork. It was like, people that I hadn't realized were watching, people that were really very, I think you called me, didn't you? And people that had been with me for the journey. are you all right? Is everything okay? And to be honest, Chris, no, it wasn't all right. It was rubbish. It was everything that we were all going through. You know, I'd lost my confidence. I didn't know why I was doing anything or what was going to happen. Was the centre going to dissolve? Was I never going to work again? All the things that were just going around in the head, and then, you know, we dropped into the heart and came back to the angels. So and from then we get 500 to 600 every day now. Sometimes I think the dragon, that went up to 3,000 viewers.
Wow.
You know, I know, it's brilliant.
Amazing. But you've put yourself on the line for everybody else every day, and you really have. And that's why, you know, when you say you had your meltdown, you know, I didn't see it as a meltdown. I saw it as, you know, your release, because you're going through the same thing that we've all gone through, from, you know, your business, you know, personal life, emotionally. You know, you just had it all there for us to see, and that was your release, where everybody else maybe did that, you know, behind closed doors. You know, you did it for all the world to see. And maybe the angels wanted you to go through that to show other people it's okay. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to let it out, you know, because it's not good for it to be in. Let it out. And that's what you did on camera.
And what happened was, people who do the work that I do, that have been doing it for years, you know, they're proper way showers. They have like 20, 30,000 in their YouTube. They're proper doing this a long time, 14 years, rang to say, thank you. You know, I can cry. You have given me permission to cry. You have given me permission to drop the mask. And, you know, that I think was the opening, and when people really felt the angels of awakening coming through. Because I've worked with these guys since 2000, the year 2000, 2001 when I fell off the cliff, and 2005 when we bought here, 2006 when we opened here. You know, so I mean, I've been working with these angels, and I know how amazing they are. They are phenomenal. Do you know what they did on Saturday? Actually, it was Sunday.
Tell me.
So Sunday again, we were building up. The big portal happened, a big massive opening in the universe for this universal light to come through. You know, these dimensional changes are real. This ascension is making people tired. It's making people weepy. It's making people change their whole everything they've got in their life. They're just waking up and going, why am I doing this? So Saturday was a massive, massive portal. And Sunday, we were bringing in the energy of the Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother, this isn't just Divine Mother, Father God, this is the energy from the cosmos. And 10:30 in the morning, my mother, actually it was 8:30 in the morning, my mother's neighbour rang to say my 85-year-old mother's window had been broken and we had to mend it. This is Sunday morning. So 9 o'clock, run round to my mum, she's fast asleep, and we put boarding up over the window. Come back, and 10:30, we're sitting in the garden, and I'm saying, what else can happen today? You know, this is all about Divine Mothers. This is just phenomenal what's going to happen. And we have to hold the space. We have to have the space. So we'll do it in the garden next to our Divine Mother crystal, which is the rose quartz. She's stunning. This is a bit of her, but she's 3 foot high, Rosie in the garden. So we had this whole intention of sitting by the pond, by the angels, with Merlin and Rosie, and that was at 10:30, 11:15. Just coming up to 10 minutes to 11, a wasp swarm arose in the garden.
Wow.
So wasps all around Gliliel, which is our Divine Mother portal. It's the angel with the daisies, and St. Michael's sword. So there are literally 100 odd wasps in the garden. Paul comes out and walks straight through them, gets stung in the nose. One goes right up his nose and stings it. I told him he shouldn't have such a big nose. we had to flee from the garden and come into the sanctuary, which of course was just such a big cosmic joke, that we're in the heart of all the angels, and we carry on bringing in this energy of love, holding the space. And then I looked up the totem for wasps and why you get wasps stung, and they are amazing. They are angels with yellow jackets on.
I like that.
They are divine feminine. They, like, the bee is divine masculine. The bee is the source of all earth and life. And the wasp is the divine feminine. She stands in her power. She defends her territory, and she will sting you if you're not on your spiritual path.
Oh, wow.
That's if you're not doing what you are expected to do, that's when you get a sting.
Didn't know that. Well, I've never been stung.
And you're obviously on your spiritual path.
I love that, Daisy. Touch wood, touch wood. Well, the meditations, that you've brought to us at 11:11, really since the beginning of lockdown. So you don't really prepare the meditations, you don't write them down or anything like that. They're just purely channeled, aren't they?
They come from the heart.
It was beautiful to see.
Absolutely from the heart. I try to do a script. I try to have an idea, and for the first hour of every day, that's when I'm asking the angels. So again, I'm having my meditation from 10 until 11:15, and so I'm working out what the angels want us to do, and that we find the motivational message then, because with every 11:11 live broadcast, we also have a motivational message. It's a 2 to 3 minute message from Eckhart Tolle, from Amma, from the cosmic, from tomfoolery, from lots of different tiny little messages. We had one yesterday which was a message from God and the egg. It was stunning. Tim Wilde, I think that was. So those little messages, I source those, sometimes watch them, sometimes don't. And then other times we have the real hard hitters with coming in with messages from Sasha Stone or from Zach Bush, all about what the viruses are, what's happening in the world, or Amanda Lawrence, what's going on in the cosmos. So we bring these other messages. So although they're not scripted, the angels have given me a bit of an idea. But no, I don't. I think again, after 22 years, it has to come from the heart.
It totally does. It totally does. And I think, it definitely shows that it does come from the heart, because every single broadcast that you do, it's like a new meditation, and it is, people have to go out and, go on YouTube, buy CDs, whatever they do to get these meditations. But now they can just go on your Facebook, and at 11:11 it's there, which is just, great to see. And it's always been a constant. So how would you say, the angels of awakening, how have they helped people, do you think, through this testing time, Daisy?
The phone calls and the emails and the WhatsApp messages I've had, Messenger, have been phenomenal. I sort of said when I think it was the 4th of July, when the world started to open up, I said, should we stop now? And it was like, no, don't stop. It is it's, I think at the beginning, for the first few weeks, it was people who were in abject fear. I had people who just did not know how to be in that situation. The next month or so, it was people who were on the edge. I had a lot of people who were talking about taking their own lives, which is something I've worked with for 20 years now, but never had one a day. Never, ever had that kind of influx. And then it became more about the boredom and just too much. It was just overload. So all of the letters and what we're helping with has gone through an evolution, and I think that's where we're also going with it. So, you know, at the beginning it was all stay at home, don't do this, and now it's please go out. You know, don't be afraid. Have some time in the light, in the trees, in the forests, out. I mean, one of my best meditations was the dragon's awakening. The dragon, when I went to the Dragon's Egg on the tour, that was it was phenomenal. I put my hands on this stone that's on the side of the tour, and this light language just erupted from my mouth. It was just like, whoa! I was more surprised than anybody. But it has helped so many people to go to work at home, to manage to be with their families, to just ask the questions to themselves. You know, I don't try and control. It's there. I'm there to listen and to hear, and maybe just have a suggestion. Have you thought of it this way? So, you know, and that's all free. I do all of that for free. I do the 1111s for free, and it has been difficult how to monetize, because obviously we have to eat. We have to. Well, actually, we don't have to eat that much. I think I've eaten far too much over this lockdown.
Oh well. Oh well.
I mean, we can stop eating, but we do have to pay the rent and the electricity.
We do.
And the phone bill.
Yes, and your internet bill as well.
So we're starting to do workshops, and I'm going to do the meditations on a Friday night, which will be £10 a go. You know, we're starting to bring in things that are more monetized. But it's slow, you know, and I do healings, of course. Lots of people ring me for my healings. They're still the Glastonbury price. It's very, very, very good value, and that's on Zoom. So we are helping people, and that was the other really important thing, Chris. And I think you said it earlier to me, is that although we've stopped doing what we thought was our day job, we've opened up. And the angels are guiding us to do something different. Well, I used to do long days with multiple clients. Now the angels have just said you have to do just a few, from 2 till 6 every night, 7 o'clock at the latest. So, you know, rather than having 5 or 6 clients in a day, I'm having them in a week. But it's really making the whole thing for everybody that much better. So, you know, you ask them and the angels do provide. Not always how you expect it to be, though.
They do. But that's it, though. And I think that's what, you know, there's a lot of talk of us going from, you know, the 3D to, you know, the 5D. And I think, you know, a lot of the 5D is what you just said there, you know, putting yourself first, you know, having that balance, having that time to work, you know, on your inner self, on your soul, your spirit, and that connection, you know, with the angelic realms and the spiritual realms, and, you know, just to really raise that vibration. And I think the majority of the people understand that and can kind of take that, and hopefully, you know, are building on that connection day by day.
It's been really interesting. I totally agree with you. It has been an evolution. And, you know, when people say we're going from the 3D, I didn't always know what that meant. You know, 2D's flat, 3D means you've got something texture you can feel. But then 4, 5, 6, 7D dimensions, you know, the angels are on the 7th dimension. They go, that's when you really can start to feel them. 4th dimension is when you dream. So, you know, the 5th dimension is that dream space that we're in whilst we're awake. And it really is, it's an alignment. I think that's the best way I can describe it, is when those days when everything just glides and goes smoothly, because you've let go of the control of time, you've let go of the fear of I'm going to be late, or I'm not doing this right. You just let it go. Everything glides, and that's the 5D experience, is being aware of love is all there is. You know, you can't have an ego in 5D, because the minute you're in ego in 5D, you drop into 3D. I just want to explain that the 4D, the fourth dimension, is hard. We don't stay in that. That's in our sleep time. So it is 3 or 5. And, it's the animals. I see your pictures of your lovely little Scotties, gorgeous. But what's been going on with the animals? I've mentioned the wasps. I was literally bitten by a spider.
Oh, wow.
That was about 3 weeks ago, and my whole ankle just went bright puce, like really deep red. And the doctor said, go straight to hospital. It's very dangerous. So the animals are also experiencing this. We have our very first guest today. I'm going to put this on tomorrow morning. We had our very first guest yesterday, and just before she arrived, we had all the conservatory cleaned out, all the spiders' webs that have been there, and we were, just as she came in, Elle saw that in one corner the spider had come out and was making a new web, and he'd caught a butterfly in the web. And not only had he caught the butterfly, he was eating the butterfly's wing. So she got up on the chair and she rescued this butterfly with its chewed up wingtip, put it outside on the table, and the guests came along and picked up the butterfly, and this butterfly was in total shock, and the butterfly sat on the guest's finger, Caroline her name is, for the rest of the evening, just coming in. She fed it sugar water, she fed it, and it slept beside her on the pillow. She had it on her finger, she went to sleep, and then she put it onto the pillow. Don't tell anybody, because we're not supposed to have animals in the room. But my point is, and this butterfly, it can't fly because it's got an eaten wing, but it can show love. She took him up the tour on her finger, literally. She said when she got there, it was like its wings were in the air and was loving it, and she brought it all the way back down again. But that my point is that the nature is also going through these changes. The birds, we've got a blackbird that literally hops into the rooms in the garden. Don't fly in, hops in, comes into the conservatory, goes up to eat the spiders, flies up in the conservatory, eats the spiders, comes down, walks out again. That would it's never ever happened. It's hilarious. So yeah, I think a lot of the 3D and 5D, we're seeing such a big shift in how the animals are behaving, because they're going through this as well. They're going through this reset. This virus hasn't just affected the humans, it's affected all mammals.
It really has. And you can see it. Even where I live on the canal, I've never seen so many, the Manchester geese now, but Canadian geese. There must be, when I took Bert out this morning, there must have been about 50. I've never seen as many geese. It's like armies of them. I was like, where do they all come from? There's like so many of them. It's crazy.
Do they all fly in one go? Do they just go up?
Oh, they're just on the canal. They don't move. They're just on the canal water. And then they just stay there all together. But yeah, it is interesting to think about that, how it has, affected the animal kingdom as well. You mentioned there, Daisy, as well about, the Daisy Centre. It's great that you've got guests coming back as well. I've not been yet. I will get there. Trust me, I will get there. But it's a beautiful holistic centre that you've got. Very, very special. The energy is very unique there. So what do you think people can get from visiting the beautiful Daisy Centre?
Well, the first thing they get is the tranquility. It is filled with angels. You walk in through the gates, and whatever's going on outside in the energy of Glastonbury, because there's 50 ley lines. So when you come to Glastonbury, it hits you. You really know that there is a proper buzz about the space. And the ley lines go through the high street, they go through the abbey, they go to the chalice well, up to the Tor, where 50 of them just come out. And we are on the Michael line, the Michael ley line. So it's very, very strong, but because the angel Michael is in this space, it's very calm. So you walk in, and the first thing is this serenity, this, and then we have the pond, and so you come in, and you are absolutely, it's that breath, that breath that you take, oh, that's the first thing. And then the rooms are all named after angels. It's all white, it's all clear, it's pristine clean. We've had to COVID it, and we are doing it in a way where we're not actually going to get involved. We give it the space to you, the room is for you, and so there's not a lot of interaction unless you want it. We're going back to doing in-person healings. I've got to get some goggles before I can do that. I can't do it without goggles. I've got my mask, I've got my gloves, but not the goggles. So then we can give for person-to-person healing with the angels. But you know what, Chris? You come and sit by Rosie. That's a healing. Mm.
Yeah.
The extra bit is really just the counselling. It's the direction of being directed by somebody, having someone talk to you to shine the light and to mirror how it feels. So people come here for the sacred sites. They come here for shopping, because there's the best place to buy your spiritual books, your crystals, your yoga mats. You can't buy a pair of socks, but you can buy the best witches' cauldrons in the world.
Who wants socks when you can get a cauldron? Oh, it's beautiful though. It's beautiful. People that have been before, the reviews speak for themselves. They really do. It's a special place that you've got, and you've created, something amazing that, I'm dying to get to, and I have been since like February.
There'll be no dying here, Chris. You come and you'll be in heaven anyway. I just thought of that. That was cheesy, wasn't it?
No, it was good. I love it. Daisy, what does the future hold for you, sweetie?
I have no idea.
The show is bright.
Oh. We are going through one moment at a time, one day at a time, because it just keeps changing. No hugs, no mask. We at the moment we can only have 1 or 2 guests or 4 guests or 3. Nobody knows. So the house can be rented out to one family, one bubble if they know each other. But if someone is ill, then you can't do it for 2 weeks. So we don't know. Nobody knows. But what my heart feels, what my heart is telling me, is that we are all changing, and every change is a positive change. It's as if the universe just picked up the world and just shook it and just said, right, let's shake this, see what lands, where the lumps are. We'll clear out the lumps, we bring in new, we'll swipe that out, and we'll find out what is the best. And that's what I think. We live here in Glastonbury, and people they make their own food, they make their own clothes. They live in a very spiritual bubble, and we don't have plastic. We try just to wear cotton. We don't do plastic bags or anything like that. And every shop is saying you've got to use your credit card, no cash. So what's happening in Glastonbury? The one shop, the co-op, all their tills have gone down. They can only take cash.
Typical.
And the ladies they come out and they say, if you're in the queue, because it's a long queue, if you're in the queue, we only take cash. And the 20 people go, we've only got cash. We don't own a credit card. Or we've maxed our credit cards out, mate. We can't use them anyway.
I love it. It's great. So, but you are you're in a special place, Daisy, aren't you? You are in a special place. You're delivering, great energy, every day at 11:11 on Facebook. It's so special what you've been doing for everybody, Daisy. It really, really is. Look at those.
These are my 2. Well, they're 11:11.
Yes, they are 11:11.
Inspiration. So this is Marina and this is Gaius. She is the aquamarine who brings through the Egyptian priestess, and this is Gaius, Merlin's teacher. And they sit on my altar like this, looking like two pillars of light, which they are, and they're 11:11. And that's the inspiration, is that we are pillars of light, male and female. They come together, and that's what makes us who we are. And that's it. And so the 11:11 is time for you to just trust who you are, find out who you are, drop into who you are, be who you are. We have this lovely little song, and the little song, and here's the baby one. So that's mother, father, and there's the baby one. Melina. So the little song is be loved, beloved, be loved.
Oh, Daisy, I absolutely love you. That is a perfect way to end this chat. I mean, I've been looking forward to speaking to you again, because I knew we spoke in February, and I was like, I need to get Daisy back on the YouTube show and the podcast. So, from myself, thank you for everything you've been doing, you're going to do. Big hugs, big hugs, and lots of love and light from me, sweetie. All right, darling.
Lots of love. Big angelic etheric hug. Thank you so much.
There we are. There was the fabulous Daisy Foss right there. If you want to know anything more about Daisy Foss, and of course maybe you'd like some healing, or go to the fabulous Daisy Foss Centre, everything is in the description below. And I've got to say a massive thank you for watching this video. Remember to give us a massive thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. Now until next time, I've been Chris Meredith, and this is Keep It Spiritual. See you later.